Hey, it's Brent Wheat, publisher of WildIndiana.com. We're at the 2016 Ford Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show in the Travel and Tourism Bureau, and we're going to talk with John Van Hal about building wood strip canoes. You are the owner of Van Hal Custom Wood Strip Canoes. How did you get in the business of building wood strip canoes?
Well, when I was 13 years old, we lived up in Minnesota. We lived on a lake, and I was interested in boats, and my first boat was a canoe. And I became interested in the wood boats. So I started gathering information and drawings and what have you. When I was 23, I built my first wood strip canoe out of redwood and really enjoyed it. So a few years later, I built another one. And at the time, I was working full-time, and I thought, I want to start a business doing this. So I continued working full-time and started a small business and retired, and 8 years ago went into this full-time.
So how many canoes do you build a year?
I commit to 3 a year, and when they're complete, I give a call to the customer and say they're complete. I don't really give a date. I put about 300 hours in each canoe, so it's kind of hard to tell with life things how long it's going to take, but part of that's waiting for the curing process and other things going on.
So how many of these canoes do you own?
Well, personally, too many of them. I've got 3 hanging in my garage, and one's hanging in my daughter's garage. Of course, the others are sold out to people.
So there's canvas on wood, there's aluminum, there's fiberglass. What's so cool about a wood strip canoe?
Well, the wood strip canoes, the big advantage to them is the weight. The wood canvas canoes are beautiful, but a canvas canoe in a 17-foot will weigh around 93 pounds. This canoe will weigh in at around 57. And strength-wise, this is as strong or stronger than the canvas canoe. It will take a lot more abuse, a lot less maintenance. You still have to store them inside to keep them out of the sunlight. Same similarity there. But that's why a lot of people have gone to the strip canoes, mainly weight.
Do you think it's something a guy with a reasonable set of skills and a reasonable set of tools can do in their garage?
Yes, I mean, that's how I started. My first one, all I had was a saber saw. I borrowed tools for this and that. So yes, it can definitely be done. A person needs to realize it takes a lot of space, it's dusty, and it is still expensive. The material itself is expensive, but definitely it's a great project. I would encourage somebody to try it if they're so inclined.
What would the first step be? Should you read up on it? Should you talk to a builder? I mean, really, how do you start from square one?
Well, definitely, there's several good books out there, and you could email myself or check them out as to which ones are better. But get a book and study that, then talk to a builder, and just for one thing, you want to know what kind of design you want, what type of canoeing you're going to do with this, and that's important because you're going to be spending a lot of hours building it. And a few builders I know have finished, and then they didn't like what they had. So it would be much better to know what you're building and what you're going to end up with. Well, the hulls are made out of western red cedar, and the gunnels I use ash, and then I have a little bit of redwood, and they're sandwiched together. I put the redwood in there to take about 3 pounds off of the ash. And the seats are made out of ash, and the yoke's made out of ash. So they have 7 coats of varnish on the outside over that, spar varnish, and the inside I put about 4 or 5 coats. And I go out once a week, so I have to re-varnish the outside of mine every year. And the inside I do about every 3 years. But the average person, 6 to 7 years, and they can re-varnish.
If somebody was going to build this, I mean, you do it pretty much full time. What do you think a reasonable estimate would be of a regular guy with a job and a family and all that kind of stuff, building it on the side in his garage? I mean, is this a summer-long project? Is it a year project?
Well, if the guy stays with it, he's working 40 hours, and he wants to stay married, he probably should stretch it out to about a year. Yeah.
So it's not something you're going to slap right together?
No, you won't be happy with it if you do. No.
Hey, it was great talking to John about wood strip canoes. For WildIndiana.com, I'm Brent Wheat.